What's going on, YouTube? JT's Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic book reviews. In today's video, we're talking about Batman Detective Comics issue number 1033. That's right, this is the final issue in the Peter J Tomasi run on Batman Detective Comics, as we found out based on the March solicitations which came out. This is it. This is his final issue working on this. I have no idea what he's going to be working on next. I know he's got Challenge of the Super Sons right now. He's not listed on any Future State stuff, and he's not listed on anything in March, so I'm very curious to see what he's going to be put on. But I know more titles will roll out starting with April and that. Like, March is kind of a starting point. But, yeah, so this is kind of like the big culmination where it kind of leads to, like, where we're wondering things are going to go with the various characters, where Bruce is going to go off, where Damian's going to go off, what's going to happen with Hush and the rest of the Bat family. And there are a lot of good things in this issue. The art is stellar the entire issue. I mean, this is, like, really good. Brad Walker, I believe, is the artist, did very, very well on here. But, again, there's still some things that have kind of, like, griped me a little bit about it, and it feels like we're kind of robbed of certain things that we're just gonna have to wait a little bit longer on. Particular Damian's reunion with the rest of the Bat family. You don't really get it. You do, but you don't. They're all he helps Bruce to save them, and they ultimately work together to bring down Hush. But I still feel like a lot of things aren't learned. Like, Bruce, like, still hasn't learned to be, like, a father that he needs to be by the end of this arc. Damian's in a better place, and we know based on March solicitations he's going to be going off on kind of his own little journey with, you know, going to the League and confronting his mom. I have no idea what's going to happen with his character, because he's going to be written by Joshua Williamson, and I've never really read anything Williamson's done with Damian before, so we're just going to have to wait and see. The artist seems to be really passionate about it, the artist working on that arc, because it's going to be a backup story in Batman 106 and Detective Comics 1034. So I guess that's what DC's going to be doing. They're going to have, like, their issues are going to be a little bit more pricey. I don't know if they're doing twice a month, but they're going to have bigger issues, and they're going to have the backup stories in there. And I'm more interested in the backup stories than the main stuff, and kind of going for, like, a little bit of the anthology angle with things. So, yeah, there's that. But anyways, let's go ahead and summarize the issue, and then we'll talk about some of my grievances, but and where the goodness shines in this arc. Because there is a lot of really good stuff, like, especially the way the issue starts out. So again, you can see kind of little flashbacks of, like, all their little meetings together. I love how the art's in the background. Bruce is talking about his thing with Damian, going to the ends of the earth, and he's just like, he talks about the importance of family. Again, little moments from the Batman and Robin run. I really like this opening stuff, and he even mentions how there's no getting around the simple fact when it comes to taking down criminals, Batman and Robin just has a certain ring to it, and it always will. So he talks about, like, the great things and, like, just kind of enjoying the moment just with his son, because he likes working with him. That's what we're gathering from this. And again, I love the callbacks to the Batman and Robin run. And, of course, there's Hush there. He's ready to harvest some organs. So basically with Hush, he figured that he'd hit Bruce when he's low on money, and right after Alfred, Batman's really ticked off. He sends Damian off to go and help the family, and he's just like, damn it, Tommy, you know what's been taken from me, and you dare threaten my family. So he's pissed off. We get the Robin and Nightwing reunion, which I've been kind of waiting for. He goes to Nightwing first just because, well, you know, Dick Grayson's probably his favorite person alive. Outside of his dad, Alfred was up there too, but, you know, like, they have a really close connection, these two. He lets them know everything's going to be okay. I promise. So then Hush and Batman decide to fight. Hush is completely crazy. Damian grabs a bunch of scalpels and just throws them right the back of Hush. It's pretty violent. Getting him right in the neck, right in the back there. He calls him Pinhead and Porcupine or whatever it is. They get in their little scuffle there. Batman throws his batarangs at Damian to kind of trap him there, because he's like, I hope you don't mind, son. But because Damian was talking about how he's got his sister turned in for trying to kill his father. So Damian still does care about his dad, and his dad obviously cares about him, but Bruce still hasn't learned. He still hasn't learned to, you know, put kind of like the crime fighting thing aside and just be a better parent. Again, you'll see my gripes when we get to the end of this thing. So again, they get in their little fight. Boom, boom, boom. Damian had given him the opening he needs. He claps about, well done, father. And then Bruce thinks, okay, so we're good. Fine, things are slowly coming together. He's like, all right, Hush won't become conscious anytime. I'd like to finish our conversation, and then Damian's gone. So then Bruce goes out to go talk to him. He's like, where are you going off to? Damian says he's going to solve the Black Casebook. Everything that's been said needs to be said. He's like, has it really? Damian talks about Batman casting this big shadow over him, and Batman's just talking about how after everything they've been through together, it's not necessarily about that. And they're kind of just talking about how they both kind of have been in their wrongs. Like Damian talks about, he's like, I tried following your path. I couldn't, so I could perfect it. I was wrong, and I've been wrong about so much. So he's referencing like his time in Teen Titans. So what I like about this thing too is he's not really doing the killing thing. He's like, I'm going to bring you into justice. So he has learned that lesson, as we can tell there. He's like, I'm going to beat you really badly, Hush, so you're going to turn yourself in. So he's going to bring criminals down, but he's not going to be that. And he talks about how losing Alfred has been really tough on him. And then Bruce, of course, is just like, finally, for the first time, he's just like, I don't blame you for his death, but Damian still feels responsible, and nothing will ever change his mind. It's something he has to live with. And again, that's kind of a tough thing to watch. So Bruce comes in here, he tries to give him the Robin thing back, and Damian kind of turns him down. He's like, it's yours, and that's it. Like, that's it we see of Bruce and Damian. I don't know when the next time they're going to interact is, but yeah, like, Bruce, you should be going after him. He tried to give him the Robin thing, but Damian couldn't do it. He just couldn't do it, so he just went off, and Bruce that's it. He just gives up again. What the hell, Bruce? So then anyways, other than that, we see Nakano, who wins his election, and I guess in Future State, that's where he enlists the magistrate and all this other stuff. So anyways, Nakano's going to be the mayor. We're going to find out more about that there. So back at Wayne Manor, we do find out about the various pets and animals. Bruce is there. He's showering. He's getting cleaned up. He looks at all the stuff, and there's Alfred the cat, Titus the dog, all those little things. And yeah, that's it. It's kind of a little... And then Bruce kind of goes off, and he's just like, we're going to go create memories. And then they're just like, the adventures of Damian, Mayor Nakano, Bruce, and more will continue in 2021. Never the end. So, again, I like the ending here with Bruce taking all the animals with him. And he's got Bat Cow in there. I'm glad we were able to bring them all in there. Like, you got Ace, you got Titus, you got Alfred the cat. And he's just kind of driving off with them. And again, that's a nice little touch. That just goes to show the journey's not over. I do really wish you would have had a scene with Damian, maybe like after Bruce was at Alfred's grave. He was there too, like kind of in the distance, looking and mourning over him. I feel like we've been robbed of that. I feel like, because even when back in the Batman and Robin things, when Damian died, you had Alfred at his grave. I think that would have been a nice little touch. But yeah, so that was Detective Comics 1033 in a nutshell. And I did enjoy this thing. I do have some gripes, though. And again, the artwork is really, really good. I think the colors especially pop really well. Again, our artwork is really good. I like the conclusion of a lot of this stuff. I like how Damian talks about, after I rearrange your face, you're going to need even more bandages before you turn yourself into. So again, he has kind of learned that lesson. And I like how he's back working with Bruce. He still has little moments like this, too, where he's just applauding, like, Batman after stopping them and helping to save the Bat family is good, too. I feel robbed, though. Like, we never got him to really interact with the other Bat family members. They were still recovering by the time he left, so we've been robbed of that. Like, we were robbed of that. I feel like if the family was around there to kind of, like, you know, maybe give him a hug or try to comfort him, he wouldn't go off again. But I guess they got this whole storyline with him going off and doing his own thing. He's going to reunite with his mom. Bruce still hasn't hugged him. What's your deal, Bruce? You got to hug this kid. Hug this kid, man. What the hell, Bruce? Like, you just left him to go again. My God, Bruce, when will you ever learn? And again, he actually tried to talk with them. They left on, I guess, better terms, but that's still your kid. Like, be like, okay, maybe the crime fighting thing's not going to work here, but I still want you back in my life, son. Like, you don't even have to do the crime fighting thing, or you don't have to be Robin. I just want you home. That's all you needed to say. But again, he just kind of gives up again and lets his 13 or 14-year-old son just go off on his own again. I mean, you spent all this time trying to find him, and that's it? You're just going to give up again? My God, Bruce. Like, again, he just kind of gives up. And it's frustrating because, like, it'd be one thing if Damian snuck off and, like, Bruce was looking around, couldn't find him, but he just gives up once again. And that's kind of the most infuriating thing about it is, once again, he just kind of gives up again. Again, I know he still cares, but he just doesn't go out. And I feel like we've still been kind of robbed of, like another good conversation between Bruce and Damian about like the whole thing. Again, there's some good moments in here. I like how Bruce finally tells him, look, I don't blame you for what happened to his death. He still didn't, so it's not your faults at all, but Damian still blames himself. So it's kind of tough on him. But other than that, like, that's kind of my main gripe, and I feel like we were kind of robbed of a Bat Family reunion. But with that said, I still really did enjoy this issue. I love the artwork. I love the moments where Bruce is taking all of his and Damian's pets. Again, Damian just left his pets too. I mean, come on, that's Alfred the cat and that's Titus the dog. Those are your pets, Damian. You got to take care of them. Yeah, so again, I kind of like the final bit here. I am sad to know that Tomasi is off this book. God, it's like the best stuff with Damian's writing has been, like, in the main canon, has been him with the past years. Again, there was that Arkham Knight storyline that they had, which was pretty good. And I feel like we were robbed because of that shitty Teen Titans book. We could have had some really good Batman and Robin stories in this arc, but because of all the stuff with that Teen Titans book, we never really got it. And again, they're in a better place now than they were after that Teen Titans book. It seems like they kind of are, they work together. Like, they don't seem to be really angry at each other. But Damian's going off on his own path. I think he's going to become Robin again eventually. But that kid needs therapy. Like, he needs therapy badly. And I don't know what's going to happen with him in this demon or detective storyline that's going to happen, because Joshua Williamson's going to take over writing him. I don't know if it's going to lead to a solo book. I've heard rumblings that that's what it might end up leading to. And I am looking forward to that. And I am looking forward to the next arc, but it's showing him kind of on the run. So, and just heading back to the League for whatever reason. Again, I don't want to see him become Ra's al Ghul or lead the League of Assassins and try to do that. I know a lot of people want him to kind of form his own path, and I do too. I really liked the best kind of portrayal of him, I think, in the future was what DC's did, where, like, he learned from the mistakes of, like, the previous Batman and grew to ultimately be a better Batman than his father ever could be. And again, I really like that stuff, and I hope for good things with his character going forward. I think the new creative team seems to actually like the character, and they actually are excited to work on him. And again, they're teasing big things for his character in the next bit. In terms of Bruce, like, we got the stuff with Nakano, which I guess is going to tie into Future State, which Future State, nobody knows if it's set in stone. I don't think it is set in stone. I think it's kind of more of a what if, but like with serious considerations that it could very well be the case for the future. But it feels like a lot of experimenting is going to happen with that. And again, Detective Comics is going to be written by that Starfire YA author, or whatever her name is, Mariko Tanaki, I think is her name. I still wish Tomasi was on the book, but because Tynion's still on his Batman book, but we're just going to have to wait and see what happens next. So I still feel bummed that we were robbed of a good Batman family reunion, per se, like an actual conversation with the rest of the Bat family. But if you want to see that, there was the last issue of Nightwing by Dan Jurgens. You did see, like, was it Bruce, Barbara, Dick, Damian, all, like, celebrating, like, Christmas together. So there's that. So I guess that's a little bit further into the future. But again, there's still some good stuff in here. I am intrigued what's going to happen with Nakano, Hush being taken out there. I still wish we would have got the Bat Family kind of reunion with Damian, but we never really got that. But I'm glad that they're in a better place. I wish Tomasi had more time on the book so he can work towards fixing Damian's character after the mess that was Teen Titans. And for the most part, he did a pretty solid job, but now I guess it's up to Williamson to try and push things forward and make things better. But anyways, that's all I got to say about Batman Detective Comics 1033. I still wish Bruce would have been a better father. Like, actually, like, you know, would have learned a little bit more. He wasn't awful in this. He still, you know, cared about it, and he still wanted him back in his life. I mean, trying to give him the R, but Damian doesn't feel like he's worthy of that now. I think that's kind of what it is, and he just hasn't kind of admitted it. So I think he'll come back eventually, but we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. And again, Bruce not going off to chase after him again is a problem with his character. Like, I feel like he should be there front and center. Like, look, despite all this, I want you in my life, son. That's it. You don't have to do this. You don't have to be Robin. I just want you here. If we would have got that, I think it would have been a little bit better. I think the issue would have really delivered, like, fully satisfying conclusion, at least for the most part. I don't know. But I think we should have gotten that too. But anyways, what are your thoughts on this issue? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? I like the issue overall. I am bummed that Tomasi is off this book. I don't know where he's going to be. I'm not really looking too much forward to the next main writer on the book, because the backup stories with Williamson, so we'll see what he does there. We'll see. Yeah, it's all kind of up in the air, questionable. So anyways, what are your thoughts on it? Post them down below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, hit that bell for notifications, subscribe for more content. That's all I got to say with Detective Comics. I'll see you guys next year when we pick this book back up. And yeah, so that's it. That's all I got to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace. Also, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell, blah, blah, blah. All right, take care now. Bye-bye, and then see you all later.